All right, hey, it's Rob, and I was just thinking about good old Thomas Dolby today. I'll be seeing him next weekend as part of the Totally Tubular 80s Festival in Huntsville, Alabama. He's a guy I've been listening to since the beginning. I mean, it goes back 40 years. At this point, to the dawn of MTV, even longer by now. But anyway, in the USA, Thomas Dolby is like a one-hit wonder, and it's, so frustrating to think about that. I'm sure it's even more frustrating for him because he lives in the United States now and is only considered as a guy who did one song, She Blinded Me with Science. And it's really a curse when your career starts out with one of these novelty songs because then, that's all people expect from you. He followed it up with Hyperactive, which was basically another novelty song, a silly idea again about someone laying on a couch, getting Freudian therapy or whatever. And it just kind of, put him in this box, and that's what people expected from that point. He had One of Our Submarines, which I think is one of the best songs of the 80s in there, but that was kind of like a song that got some airplay, but I don't know how far it went up the charts in the US, if at all. And he had, 4 excellent albums right out of the box, and he's not a super prolific guy, so he comes out with something here and there. I can't even remember the last, pop record that he released. I'd have to think about it. Maybe he came out with something and I wasn't really paying attention to it, but it's been a good long while since he's had a serious pop release. Of course, he is a very accomplished guy. Everyone just thinks, oh, he's just the guy that did She Blinded Me with Science, which, by the way, was not even on his first record initially. It was a song that was added afterwards. His first record was excellent on its own without that song and without One of Our Submarines. Both of those came along later, were added to the golden age of wireless, his first release. There are about 7 or 8 different versions of that record. So if you were an early adopter like me and you bought it way in the beginning, you had the song called Urges. I think Leipzig was the other one. Both great songs that were pulled off the record when She Blinded Me with Science came out. And then One of Our Submarines, again, all great songs. Really great early output from Thomas Dolby. Of course, he started out as a studio musician. He played on Foreigner, is it Foreigner 4, I believe. And then Def Leppard Hysteria. He basically funded his record by doing these studio gigs. Of course, there were very few synth players back then, and he was, I don't know that he was in demand, but he certainly was able to get some decent gigs just, playing synth. And he, was known as, what he calls a boffin, a scientist. He did a lot of experimentation with the equipment and that sort of thing. Fun fact, his song Urges, that I said was on the initial album, Golden Age of Wireless, and pulled off when those new songs came out. That was the inspiration for Foreigner's song Urgent, his song Urges. Just the name, the two songs don't have anything in common other than similar names. And then, interestingly enough, Foreigner had a song called Blinded by Science, and I think he got them back by taking that title and making his song She Blinded Me with Science, which I think is a really good song too, but obviously not particularly characteristic of a lot of stuff that he released, and he just got pigeonholed just from having that record and having a hit, out of the box with that. And that really is the curse of the novelty song. I mean, it happened to, Fountains of Wayne, who are this excellent band, great songwriters, and they had Stacy's Mom and a silly video, just like Thomas Dolby, and, just got known for that, and that's the only thing people wanted from them, and it's very sad. Like I said, Dolby is a super accomplished guy. He, of course, got into the early development of ringtones and started a company that sold their services to Nokia, other cell phone companies, and were one of the, first companies that could actually make a file small enough so that they could be played on the phone as a ringtone or whatever. And currently, I mean, I think for the last decade or so, he is a lecturer at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, where he lives. I've been there working on a movie, and he, teaches classes in music and technology and all that kind of stuff. So again, super accomplished guy. His early output of songs is like basically unrivaled. They were all so good for the first couple of years. And then just kind of because he's not particularly prolific and got into other stuff, he didn't have all that much stuff after that. But just a really great guy. And if you only know, She Blinded Me with Science, you're missing so much more from Thomas Dolby. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing him this week, along with a few other people playing. Tom Bailey from the Thompson Twins, Wang Chung, Men Without Hats. But, a lot of those bands I've never seen before. I don't know if I've even seen the Thompson Twins. I feel like I have, but I don't remember much about it. And of course, these concerts are going back many, many years. I have seen Thomas Dolby a couple times in the past. All right, so there you go. If you write a novelty song, watch out, because you may not get any further than that in your career. I write novelty songs all the time and nobody pays attention to them, so I think I'm safe. All right, till next time, America. Later.